This is a video demonstrating how to mark a stitch in knitting. There are times when you want to mark a stitch rather than the position across the row. When you're just marking the position across the row, the markers actually stay on the knitting needle, they don't stay in your knitting. But in this case, we want to mark a stitch in the knitting and leave it there until later. Some examples of things that you can use. These are just the little rubber bands for children's hair. This is a coilless safety pin. You can also use removable stitch markers. These types of markers don't work well though, because you have to destroy the marker or you're knitting to get them out, so you can't use those. It has to be something that you can either cut out like this or remove. So how do you place the stitch marker on the stitch? First, you work to the position where you want to mark the stitch. In this case, we want to mark the crossing row of the cable. So first we're going to cross our cable, and we want to mark the first stitch of the crossing. The easiest way to do this is to put the marker on the right needle, make the new stitch, slide the marker over and off the needle. Now it's hanging on the new stitch, and you would work across the row just like that, and it's hanging on that stitch. Let's do it with the removable marker and see how that looks. Same thing, you would hang this on your needle, on the right needle, make your new stitch, slide this over the tip of the needle, let it hang on the front of the work, and carry on across the row. So now that stitch is marked. We'll finish the row and we'll take a look at it. This is very handy. You can use this for increases and decreases, for sleeve shaping, waist shaping, neckline shaping, anything where you need to make a change in your knitting at certain intervals that you need to count. See how that's hanging on that stitch now? It's on the new stitch, this one up here. So these are every 4 rows, and you can just remove them later on. Happy knitting!